Transitioning to soccer, this was a pretty groundbreaking story. Now, before this, and this being that Killian Mbappe has apparently formally informed PSG that he wants to leave the soccer club. Real Madrid actually came in last night, made an offer bid for $188 million, 160 euros to try and acquire the French international superstar soccer player. PSG rejected it. But prior to this, obviously the earth-shattering soccer news came when Lionel Messi signed with PSG, right? Leaving Barcelona after 17 years because the club had financial constraints and they had mismanaged different salaries that forced them into a bind, and he couldn't renew his contract there. So he had to leave, and he signed with PSG. That was really the only earth-shattering soccer news prior to this bombshell that was dropped today. Now, I thought that this would make actually PSG the prohibitive favorite to win not only the Champions League, but to be kind of universally looked upon as the greatest international soccer team in this upcoming year, maybe ever, given the talent that existed there. And, again, this was assuming that Kylian Mbappe would have liked to have stuck around with the team, would have liked to have stuck around with PSG. So his contract obviously expires at the end of next year, which is why you're hearing all these rumblings now. And the transfer window ends August 31st. So you really have 1 week left if you're a different soccer club to try and acquire and make a trade, for lack of a better term, for a star like this. And apparently he's voiced his frustrations with PSG for a while, that he intended not to re-sign there. But the thought was, after you sign Lionel Messi, that he might decide to stay, that he might want to stay, at the very least. Now, I've said this before. I think that Kylian Mbappe, I absolutely am infatuated with Kylian Mbappe. I think he's absolutely fantastic of a soccer player. I think right now he's top 5, if not top 2 or 3 best soccer players in the entire world. You can make an argument he's the best soccer player in the entire world right now. I'm a huge Lionel Messi guy, but at the same time, I think that this guy, not only is he just 22 years of age right now, I think he will have a career like a Pele, like a Maradona, like a Messi, like a Ronaldo, like a Cristiano Ronaldo, like a Ronaldinho, Thierry Henry, some of the greatest who have ever played the game. That's where I view Kylian Mbappe. I see him in that type of class. That's even a level above Neymar, who is absolutely sensational of a talent. Speaks to the depth of the talent that exists right now, especially when you reach that level. And when you look at a guy like Kylian Mbappe, his accolades speak for themselves, right? 3 League One titles, 3 Copa de France titles. He won a World Cup as a 19-year-old, scored 4 goals in the World Cup, scored a goal in the World Cup final, just becoming the second teenager ever, along with Pele, to score a goal in the World Cup final. He's been the top scorer in the League One for 3 consecutive seasons. He's been the best player in the league for 2 years, been voted on by the players. This guy has had a decorated career, and not only has he been a pillar of PSG and of the soccer world, but this is a guy who's had such an illustrious career, and yet he's still just 22 years old. So not only was he a precocious soccer player, but he's also already accomplished so much as a young man. And so he's certainly earned the right. Let me be clear. He has certainly earned the right to choose where he wants to play and who he wants to play with. But I think personally, this would be a foolish decision on his part right now to leave PSG. I think he needs to really, really think about leaving PSG and whether or not that's truly the best decision for him. Because the reality is, listen, I understand from a competitive standpoint. On the one hand, it's incredible to be able to play with those 3 talents up front: Neymar, Messi, and yourself, Kylian Mbappe. So I understand from a competitive standpoint, maybe you don't feel like you'll be featured quite as much. Maybe you don't feel like you'll be the focal point of the offense as much and the central core, the face of the soccer club to the degree that you would like. I understand that. But I hope he understands that you likely will never get a chance to play with this type of level of talent ever in your career. You'll never get a chance. You'll never get another opportunity like this to play with such a decorated group. And it's not like he joined PSG when they already had Neymar and Messi. It's not like Kevin Durant joining the Warriors where they had just won, they just gone 73-9, and he was joining an already existing super team. No, Killian Mbappe was one of the pillars of PSG with Neymar. He was the Stephen Clay to the Warriors before KD joined, before Messi came and joined. And in fact, no disrespect to Steph and Clay, but Mbappe and Neymar are probably on a higher pedestal talent-wise than those two guys in Golden State, which speaks to how incredibly talented they are. And so I just think he needs to take a step back, and I hope he reevaluates and reconsiders his decision. Again, I'm not suggesting that he needs to stay with PSG for his entire career. No one's saying he has to play his entire career in PSG. No one's saying he's got to play 17 years for PSG the same way that Lionel Messi played 17 years for Barcelona. No one is suggesting that. But I just think I understand the allure of Real Madrid. For the longest time, it was viewed as the greatest soccer club to exist. And right now, you look at Real Madrid, the history that exists there, along with a Barcelona and a Manchester United, it is one of the prestigious soccer clubs to join. And it's certainly an upgrade from PSG in that regard. There's no question about that. So again, I'm not saying that in 4 years, maybe 3 to 4 years, you look at taking your talents to Real Madrid or somewhere else, maybe a Manchester City, maybe a Chelsea, maybe a Liverpool, maybe a Bayern Munich, whichever club that you're interested in. But you've got a rare opportunity now to play with some special players, to play on a special team, and you may not ever get that opportunity again. So I just think that opting to leave now would be a big mistake. I personally think it would be a big mistake to leave right now.